talking fat loss for idiots. Doesn't have to have a negative connotation, okay? It just means that you may not know enough about why you're holding on to fat. And it'll be really easy to grasp, because if you're overweight, you just may not be aware of all of the reasons why you may be overweight. You can say, George, well, I don't exercise. Well, that's one of the variables that you're probably overweight. But in my opinion, the biggest reason we are fatter in America today is because we take in too many carbohydrates, too many starchy carbohydrates, too many of the wrong foods. And we're eating once or twice a day because we're so busy, and those once or twice a day meals are usually really, really big. One thing to think about, though, when you're thinking about fat loss or eating the proper way, is there's a timing of foods as well. And I know you say, well, George, I didn't know timing really mattered. Well, timing does matter. The order of a meal does matter. If you're eating pasta at night before you go to bed versus having pasta as a brunch type meal, I'm not suggesting that you do that, but if you really are craving it, then you're actually going to do yourself more of a service than a disservice. The reason for that is you have the energy you're going to use throughout the day with that pasta, and you'll utilize it depending on how much you have. Nighttime, you're not using that energy, so it's going to store as fat. And it's really important that you learn the proper food intake for yourself. We're not all designed the same. One of the things that's important to keep in mind also for fat loss for idiots is that we have to have the proper sleep. And you say, George, well, hold on one second. I sleep too much. But are you sleeping the amount and the deep sleep that you should be getting for your body during the right times? What do I mean by that? It is so very important that you are sleeping at night by 11:30, just completely knocked out sleeping, because soon thereafter, you're going to help the stress hormones and your glucose to all be balanced throughout the night if you're not eating late into the night and the wrong foods and you're sleeping by a certain time. This is important because if we're getting up in the middle of the night, even if it's only one time, and we're not in that deep REM sleep, which REM stands for rapid eye movement, if we're not in that deep REM sleep, then what we're doing is we're stressing out something called our adrenal glands. And when you stress your adrenal glands out, you might find yourself being tired in the morning and then craving caffeine. And then when you crave caffeine, you all of a sudden start to need more caffeine, and then you have trouble sleeping at night, and you can see this really bad roller coaster effect, if you will, about how we don't get enough sleep, what we need to get us some energy throughout the day, and then we're only skipping meals throughout the day instead of eating throughout the entire day. And I don't mean eating all you can, but small meals throughout the day. Why eat small meals throughout the day? That's so you don't crave a big meal when you get home. So these are all tips for the Fat Loss for Idiot ideas that may help you to excel, propel yourself into the direction that you wish to go for losing some fat. Remember, exercise is very important, but along with that are some other variables. Eating throughout the day, not eating too late into the evening unless it's a protein or a fat or both, or a carbohydrate that could be a fibrous carbohydrate like vegetables, and I don't mean potatoes as much as I do mean your dark green vegetables. Okay, so those won't put any fat on you, they won't keep you up at night, they'll help you to sleep, and you'll feel, just by sleeping those 7 or 8 hours and being in bed by 11:30 at night, you'll feel rested. Give it a few days, try it out, and see if it doesn't change your life, change your body, and change the way you look at food.